Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J. Gaming on the mic, coming at you with the ACSA non-primetime games for the final week of the regular season. We got our first matchup here, which should be a great episode. The Bluffton Tech fighting Muskrats, fighting against conference opponent Morehead State, and what should be a great episode for you guys. So do me a favor, smash that like button, and if you have to be brand new as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me as well. That would really help me grow this channel as well, as we'll go ahead and get this first of 4 games that are going to be shown here today underway. And what a way to potentially start the episode, as 87 down the sideline. No one's going to be able to catch this man, and he is gone. Touchdown, Morehead State, and what a way to start the episode. A kick return for a touchdown, giving the Morehead State Boilermakers an early 7-0 lead here, as they are having their senior day up against the number 2 team in the entire nation. Bluffton Tech in one of those situations where if they win out, they will punch their ticket to the college football playoff. We'll just have to wait and see, as Mason Paul trying to find some space and finally finds it. Showed tremendous patience in finding the hole, and as a result of that, picks up 8 yards on the play. It's now 3rd and 2, going to the right-hand side, over to Mason Paul once again, and it's good for a first down on the play. As again, 1st and 10, Roberts going to hand it off to Mason Paul on the right-hand side. A decent gain there as well. That is good for a little 6-yard gain on the play, as well as Bluffton Tech now getting deeper into Boilermaker territory, as there's another first down right there, getting them across the 40-yard line. This, of course, the first offensive drive of this game, as the first play of the game was a kick return for a touchdown, as Darius Roberts going to drop back and pass, but is going to scramble out of the pocket eventually at a wide open lane in order to work with there. As now 1st and 10 again, Roberts dropping back, going to send this thing deep. He has a man, but it's deflected away at the last second. Nice ball skills by the Morehead State defender. As now that leads to 2nd and 10. Roberts going to go ahead and take it himself this time around. That is good for a first down at the very least. As now 2 plays later, Roberts dropping back, going over the middle. It's incomplete. So now facing 3rd and long, Bluffton Tech. We'll see if they can punch it in the end zone still, or if they're going to have to settle for a field goal, as Roberts tries to run it himself, but it's well short of the first down marker. And so that being said, that does mean that there is going to still be a Morehead State lead. Still holding on 7-3 here, as the Boilermakers, their offense takes the field for the very first time today. And they're looking pretty decent on their very first drive, actually, picking up a first down there. And then now a toss to the right-hand side over to Chris Drew. That's good for a 5-yard gain on the play. That's now 2nd and 5 coming up for the Boilermakers here. Morgan Thomas going to take it up the middle of the field and gets across the 50-yard line. Morehead State, of course, coming in as big underdogs here today, fighting just to stay above 500. They haven't had the best season. They're not the worst team in the conference by any means, but definitely one of the less impressive teams in the Big North Conference, at least going into this final week of the season. But if they can get a big win here, that'll be a huge boost for their morale going into next season, though, as Morehead State will be facing a 3rd and long themselves after a long incompletion, as I'll now go to Drew up the middle of the field. He picks up a few yards. It's not close to the first down marker, but it does give Morehead State the ability to go for a field goal. And it's now back to a 7-point game, as Darius Roberts actually going to go ahead and pick up the first down once again for Bluffton Tech. They still find themselves down by 7 here late in this first quarter of play, as Roberts looking to drop back. Actually going to scramble once again, has wide open green grass. Finally slides down across the 50-yard line, though. As now 2nd and 5 coming up for the Muskrats. Roberts will drop back again, throw it over the middle, finds Lebon for a huge first down right there. Is now 1st and 10, following the nice pass play over in the middle. Roberts going to send this one deep for the end zone. Had a man, but the defense able to catch up. And the receiver cannot make the play for his quarterback. So now as a result, facing 3rd and long, Roberts trying to make something happen here. Tries to get to that 1st down marker, but again, just short. And for the 2nd time, Bluffton Tech having to settle for another field goal. As we're getting close to the end of this 1st quarter here, Darius Roberts actually hurts himself here. So we'll actually take a look at the backup quarterback, Aldor, who I believe is a true freshman if I'm not mistaken. And Aldor actually going to come out here and get a nice scramble in as well. Get him just on the edge of the red zone. That's good for a 1st down. It's now 1st and 10. Adward dropping back once more. Going to try to throw it this time around. That pass is incomplete. As we will now go ahead and see, actually, Adward's still in the game. Darius Roberts will still be in by now, but I guess taking this time to kind of see what the backup quarterback is, as now Darius Roberts will come in here on this 3rd down. Get it over the middle to Lebon, who turns around and fumbles the football, though, and gives it right back to Morehead State. And we got ourselves an upset alert here. Can they play spoiler and ruin the chances of Bluffton Tech going to the college football playoff? A loss to these guys will most certainly do that, as Gibbs is wide open down the right sideline, eventually caught from behind, but not before a massive 50-yard gain there. That gets him to the Bluffton Tech 36, and there's Gibbs a 2nd time, gashing this defense. And now the Boilermakers are in the red zone. Let's see if they can make this a 2-score game. Here is Thomas dropping back, throwing to the right-hand side. Finds Gibbs for the 3rd time in a row. A much smaller gain, only 5 yards there. It's now 2nd and 5 coming up. Thomas dropping back, going over the middle, but it is incomplete, though. Dude had the touchdown, but just overthrew him. Just got to take your time. Because when you're playing the number 2 team in the nation, you can't be leaving those kinds of opportunities on the board. And so as a result of that, Morehead State had to settle for a field goal. But still, gotta give it to the Boilermakers, man. They are certainly playing extremely hard for their head coach here on senior day, as they now hold a 13-6 lead with only a few minutes left here in this 1st half. And on top of that, they have possession of the football as well. We'll see if they can finish these last couple of minutes strong here. Although that's not exactly what you want to do. You fumble the football. As soon as I said that they need to finish strong, I think I've just jinxed them right there. And now Bluffton Tech, they have the football, a 9-yard gain. And now Morehead State got to play some good defense here to prevent the game from being all tied up, as that's a 1st down right there for the Fighting Muskrats. As now with less than 2 minutes left here in this 1st half of play, Darius Roberts will drop back the pass once again. He's going to actually scramble upfield and get the 1st down as well. They're now inching very close to the red zone, now sitting on the 22-yard line. As now they'll go to Mason Paul again, who avoids a couple of defenders before finally being brought down, a 6-yard gain on that play, as Bluffton Tech will use their last timeout. As now Roberts dropping back on this 2nd and 4. He's got a clean pocket. Going to try to scramble out of there, though, and manages to do so successfully for another 1st down that will provide a goal line situation. As now Roberts again going over the middle. Finds Lebon in the end zone. Touchdown, Bluffton Tech. And we go into the 2nd half. Things still knotted up, but you got to say that Bluffton Tech certainly seizing the momentum before going into the locker room there, getting that fumble recovery and then turning around and getting a touchdown to end the half. As they actually, speaking of which, they start with the football to begin that 2nd half of play as well. As now Darius Roberts will drop back the pass, throw it over the middle, has White down the middle of the field, able to get across the 40-yard line in the process, as Bluffton Tech looking to manufacture another good drive here. As Roberts going over the middle finds Harrell for the 1st down. Then on top of that, there was a flag that was thrown on that play. It's a pass interference on Morehead State. As now Roberts going to the right-hand side, finds Mason Paul. Had one more man to beat, but there was a guy that tackled him with the ankles. As now 1st and 10, going to Harrell, over the middle, spinning away and finding the end zone. Touchdown, Bluffton Tech. And for the very first time today, the Fighting Muskrats have the lead here. And they force a 3-and-out on top of that against this Morehead State offense, as Bluffton Tech looks to really establish their dominance here in this second half of play. Lebon gonna go over the middle again for another first down there. Lebon already with one big catch. It's now 1st and 10. Roberts dropping back, has a clean pocket, could make a sandwich if he wanted to, but decides to throw it short, and his receiver cannot hold on to make the catch. So that's an incompletion right there, as Roberts will go ahead and slide down right here for nice little gain. Only needed one more yard. Would not be shocked if they went to Mason Paul, and they do just that. Defense was ready for it though. They fought tooth and nail to try to get that score, or at least get the stop, I should say. But instead, a fresh set of downs, and Lebon takes full advantage, slicing through the center of the field. Another touchdown for Bluffton Tech. The Fighting Muskrats starting to pull away ever since Morehead State went up 13-6. Bluffton Tech in kind has responded with 21 unanswered points. And now this Morehead State team, they got to try to get the momentum back somehow, but it's not looking great. Already facing 3rd and long coming up here. As now, wait a minute. There's a flag on the play. It's offsides on David Bowles. So that might help out Morehead State a little bit. Now 3rd and 5 for the Boilermakers instead of 3rd and 10. And Swagger on the very next play gets down the sideline and gets across the 50-yard line for the first down. As now Gibbs takes them across the 25-yard line for a first down themselves. The Boilermakers getting a drive going here, as Thomas going to the left-hand side gets it to Gibbs. Gibbs able to pick up a first down himself as well. The Boilermakers looking to get into the end zone here once again. Can they make it happen? No. As now 2nd and goal. Thomas looking, going to try to throw it into the end zone. It's nearly intercepted. Trying to throw it into double coverage. What are you thinking, my guy? As now Thomas looking to try to throw it once again on 3rd and goal, but this time being slapped in the backfield. And the Boilermakers had to settle for a field goal here and give Bluffton Tech the football once again, as Mason Paul gets loose. The true freshman, if he would have beat that last person that was diving for his ankles, that man would have been gone like a girl in a country song. But again, they'll keep the drive going, and Lampkin gets a big gain himself. And not only that, also scoring a pass interference as well. They will decline the penalty though, because Bluffton Tech didn't even need it. So now 1st and 10, going to try to throw it into the end zone once again, but that's incomplete as well. So now going to go back to the drawing board here for this 2nd and 10. Roberts will drop back under shotgun, trying to throw it to that same corner. Triple coverage, but receiver did his best to make the play. Lead forward and everything. Just wasn't in the cards for him. It's now 3rd and 10. Roberts trying that side one more time. That's nearly intercepted. Actually, was very fortunate. Threw it a little short. So Bluffton Tech, they had to settle for a field goal there. And so that being said, Morehead State still has an opportunity to get them back into this ball game right here, as that's a first down for Morehead State. Is now 1st and 10. Thomas going to the right-hand side. That's incomplete. Deflected away at the last second. So at least with the incompletions at this point, they do stop the clock for you, so you love to see it. This won't do that though. A decent run play, but doesn't stop the clock, as they did not get a first down, as Marquise Thomas got to go ahead here and try pick up the first down. Going with the run game though, which is very confusing. You got to really push the ball downfield if you're Morehead State, but I guess they're taking a different approach for right now, As Thomas will once again, this time throwing it over the middle, taking my advice and getting it to Lee across the 50, looks like the 15-yard line. As Morehead State looks to strike again, going to get it to the left-hand side, gets to Swagger, who dives for the end zone, but are going to mark him out of bounds at the 2-yard line. As a couple of plays later, now facing 3rd and goal, Thomas need to punch it in, but it's deflected away. And not only do they settle the field goal, they don't get another chance as Bluffton Tech runs out the clock. And Bluffton Tech escapes on this senior day, winning 30-19, finishing the regular season 11-1. As now we'll keep things in the Big North Conference, taking a look at Iowa Tech going on to road to play against the number 21 team in the nation in the Detroit State Pit Bulls. Iowa Tech, man, I'll tell you what, they have had a very difficult schedule in the Big North Conference. It seems like they had plenty, and I mean plenty, of top 25 matchups over the course of the season. As now Iowa Tech will look to get a top 25 win, as they are currently sitting at 6-5, but they have done so in a fashion that is just, you know, very brutal schedule. I would venture to say one of the toughest schedules in all of the ACSA. And now they'll have to try to do it again. Detroit State, who did recently pop back into the top 25, are now sitting at number 21 once again. One of those teams that have sat in that 20 to 25-ish range over the course of the season, as there's an incompletion over on that sideline. Is now 3rd and 4. Vaughn dropping back the pass, throwing over the middle to Zubai, who fumbles the football, and Iowa Tech is actually going to go ahead and recover this thing. So now 2nd and 9 after the fumble. Metallic will try to go ahead and pick up some decent yardage, actually. A little 6-yard gain on the play. Is now 3rd and 3. Metallic going up the right-hand side, gets it to McKibben. McKibben able at the very least pick up the first down for Iowa Tech. As they get the keys out, they get a little bit of a drive going here. As Metallic dropping back, gonna throw this thing deep. He has a man. It's deflected away at the last second though. So now 3rd and 9. Metallic gonna try to throw it over the right side, but that's straight up dropped though. And so they actually don't get any points on that possession. It looked good for a split second, not gonna lie, but just was not in the cards for Iowa Tech. As now they'll try again. This time they have a turnover themselves. Wooler actually able to come out over there. It's a 1st down for Detroit State. They have a prime opportunity to finally get some points on the board. Getting it to Clark, doing a little bit of a screen over on that left sideline, and it works pretty well. Gets them a 1st down and gets them to the edge of the red zone as well. As now 1st and 10. Vaughn going over the middle. Got Zubai. Can he get into the end zone? He dives for it, but he's going to be denied at the 1-yard line. But Vaughn will go ahead, punch it in, gets it to Wolf over the right-hand side. We get our first points. And it's Detroit State that is going to go ahead and strike first here. They will be taking an early 7-0 lead here, as it certainly provides the vibe that it is a very, defensive-minded game right here. These Big North teams, both of which are known for their defense, and occasionally, they don't push. Neither team really pushes the ball downfield too terribly often, as Ben is actually able to spin away, but that second spin might cost him, as that's a fumble for Iowa Tech. So now the Vikings go ahead and get the football, and they get it across midfield. Outlaw going to take him down to the sideline. Finally being brought down at about the 20-yard line, though. Is now 3rd and 7. A few plays later, Metallic throwing once again over to Daniels. He's brought down at the 2-yard line. We'll see if Iowa Tech can go ahead and find the end zone as well. As now Metallic going to try to throw on 1st down, but simply was not ready for it. Detroit State sent the pressure, and it worked out extremely well. As a few plays later, on the 7-yard line now, that pass is incomplete as well. So a promising drive for Iowa Tech after that fumble, but unfortunately it only leads to a few points. But they get a second chance right here as Iowa Tech gets another fumble, but they go 3 and out and they have to settle for another field goal. You hate to see it. As speaking of which, there's another fumble again for Iowa Tech. Detroit State basically gift wrapping them this game right now. I know we're getting around Christmas time, but come on, man. You gotta play a little smarter than that. You can still play for a bigger bowl game if you're Detroit State right now. As Metallic looks to throw it over the right-hand side, finds Johnson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. And Iowa Tech gonna go ahead, seize the lead from the number 21 team in the nation. As we'll go ahead and skip over to the second half now. Detroit State looking to retake the lead. We'll see if they can do it here on this drive now. Is now 2nd and 1 coming up for the Pitbulls. Going to hand it off to Clark over on the left-hand side. He's able to pick up a first down nonetheless for the Pitbulls. As now 1st and 10. Clark going up the middle of the field. Going to pick up some nice yards. A little 6-yard gain on the play as well. As Detroit State putting together a little bit of a methodical drive here. As Vaughn looking, throwing to the right-hand side. Gets it to Bennett, who actually catches it off the deflection. You want to talk about paying attention to that tip drill. It worked to perfection right there. As Detroit State was able to get a first down because of it. But can they keep the positive vibes going, though, as they have a 3rd and 7. Vaughn goes over the middle, finds Bennett, who was wide but naked open, actually. Good for a first down. As now Vaughn again dropping back. He's looking around. Gonna make a man miss. Gonna decide to scramble out of the pocket. He's got some space to work with. And gets across the 30-yard line in the process. As now, next play, Seth Vaughn going under center. Gonna hand it off to Clark. He's looking for space, but he fumbles it. And Iowa Tech again recovers the fumble. But they might get some help here as McKibben. He also fumbles the football, gives it back to Detroit State. So nothing crazy happening there, especially since Detroit State afterwards, they actually go 3 and out and they don't get any points from the turnover. And it's just really been a very sloppy ball game between these two squads, which you wouldn't expect because they're both teams, at least at some point, were in the top 25. Iowa Tech was just in the top 25 recently, and Detroit State, they fall in and out of the top 25 as well. It's just been an interesting day, to say the least, when it comes to the turnovers. At least when it comes to at least this game, unnecessary. We don't know how the next couple of games are going to go. As Vaughn on 2nd and 10 going to go ahead, take it up the field, and pick up a nice gain right there. Nice little gain for the quarterback. It's now 3rd and 2 coming up. Vaughn dropping back, going to throw it over to the left-hand side. Gets it to Zubai, who does end up picking up the first down for the Pitbulls. As the number 21 team in the nation, still looking to try to take the lead. It's been stuck at 13-7 for a minute now, I'm not going to lie. We'll see if that changes on this drive, though. As now 2nd and 8. Vaughn going to the right-hand side. Tries to throw it quickly, but it's deflected away at the last second. As Detroit State has to try again. 3rd and 8 now. Gets it over to Taylor, who's got some space to work with. He might be able to get into the end zone. Yes, sir! Touchdown, Pitbulls. And Detroit State ties it up just like that. But instead of going for the extra point, which would give them the lead, by the way, they are instead going to go for 2, and does not work. So they go for 2 when the extra point would have given them the lead, and it doesn't work. So the game is all knotted up at 13 apiece. As Metallic gonna drop back to pass. He's looking, going down the sideline for a split second, then cuts it back midfield. That could potentially get him in the field goal range. We'll just have to wait and see. As Metallic going to the right hand side, finds Boosie. And now we're talking about effective field goal range. We'll see if the Vikings opt to go ahead and go for a field goal or try to get it a little closer, as Metallic will do just that. Get a few yards before it turns 4th down. And it sets up what could potentially be the game-winning field goal right here with 2 minutes left to go. If a kick is up, and it is right down the middle. The field goal is good, and Iowa Tech is actually going to come away and win this game, winning by a final score of 16-13 off that game-winning field goal attempt. You'll love to see it. With that being said, it is now time to shift things over to the Atlantic Shore Conference, where we will take a look at a team that could potentially make it to the Atlantic Shore Conference Championship, and it is the southeastern coast of Florida, the number 14th ranked team in the nation. Gonna go ahead and play against the Florida Tech Techies here on Senior Day. The Piranhas actually were in the top 25. They fell out and then recently got back in after a nice little hot streak that they had been on. Coming in 9-2 in this game, quietly having a very nice season. And you can see the explosiveness from the Piranhas right here. First play of the game taken to the house here on Senior Day for Florida Tech. Taking the win out of the Seals right away, as the Piranhas come out and get a touchdown to begin this ball game. This is the second time in 3 games in this episode alone where we had a game start out. First play of the game, by the way, start with a kick return touchdown. You'll love to see it. And now Florida Tech now going to have to go ahead and try and pick up the pieces after allowing a touchdown on the very first kickoff. So immediately down 7-0, Hilton and company will try to get the Techies back on track here on Senior Day. As now we got 2nd and 2 coming up for the Florida Tech football team. As Hilton will drop back to pass. He's looking down the right-hand side. Tries to throw to a couple of guys. It is incomplete, however. As now 3rd and 2, Hilton dropping back once again. Has plenty of time in the pocket. Actually doesn't like what he sees upfield. Going to go ahead and slide down for the first down on the play. As again, another 1st and 10 coming up here. Hilton will drop back once again. Looking around. Going to get to the left sideline. Gets it to his brother for a nice little 9-yard gain on the play. As Randolph going to go ahead, get it up to, looks like about the 20-yard line here. As now, 1st and 10, Hilton dropping back, looking, going to go down the middle of the field. Overthrew his man and nearly leads to the interception. As now, 2nd and 10, going to go to Randolph down the right-hand side. Good blocking upfield, by the way, that nearly leads to the first down in the process. As now, 3rd and short, Hilton going to go ahead, try to punch it in, and does end up getting the first down in the process. So now it leads to a 1st and goal situation. Florida Tech on their very first drive has the opportunity to go ahead and try and take, nice, at least tie this game up, early on as they try to throw it again over the middle. That is incomplete, however. Is now 3rd and goal. Hilton dropping back to pass, throw it over the middle, finds Mans, and my man is in the end zone here. Touchdown, Florida Tech. And just like that, they tie this thing up at 7 apiece. And Florida Tech will continue to try to keep a momentum going, but that's not how you want to do it, though. A fumble on the play and giving it back to the Piranhas. And doing so, starts them off in the red zone, putting the defense in a very extraordinarily tough spot right now, playing against one of the better teams in the nation. Underrated, I would say. As 3rd and 6, Beck will try to run for the first down. He actually might get the touchdown as well, and he will do just that. What a beautiful quarterback run with the pocket breaking down as well. And as a result, the Piranhas taking the lead on Florida Tech. They now will go ahead and lead 14-7 here. Hilton going to go ahead, trying to make some guys miss. A little 6-yard gain as Florida Tech once again, thanks to a turnover on their last possession, set up a play where the Piranhas are able to take the lead. And now Florida Tech got some work to do in order to tie this game back up once again. Is now 1st and 10. Hilton dropping back to pass. He's looking around. Going to go over the middle. He had himself a man for a split second. It's incomplete. And now 2nd and 10. Hilton again dropping back. He's looking around, making several guys miss, and actually is able to get some decent stuff going right there. So now 3rd and short lane for the Florida Tech Techies. Randolph going to go ahead, take it up the middle of the field, and it's a 1st down for the Techies once again. They can still keep this drive going for right now. A very methodical drive for Florida Tech, but that's not going to help the cause, though. An illegal procedure going to go ahead and make it 1st and 15. Hilton going to try to make something happen here, but he forgets about the football too, and for the 2nd time, the Piranhas get a turnover. And so it's not a way to end the 1st quarter, as the southeastern coast of Florida going to enjoy a 14-7 lead after just 1 quarter of play. We'll see how the 2nd quarter shakes out, as there's a little 5-yard gain on the play right here. You'll love to see it. As now 2nd and 5. Beck dropping back the pass, going over to the right-hand side, gets it over to Lee, who does pick up the 1st down, and also in the process get across midfield too, as the Piranhas continue to dive deeper into Florida Tech territory, as there's another 1st down for Mars, the tailback for this Piranhas team. Is now 1st and 10 again. Beck looking around, going to go ahead and try and scramble upfield. Got plenty of space to work with. Good for a 1st down on the play. It's now 1st and 10. Beck dropping back. Florida Tech sending the blitz as well. Going to just go ahead and run out of it, though. Did not do that great of a job with containment, and Beck was able to run loose because of that. And so again, another 1st and 10 for the Piranhas. Going to Mars, who cuts it back inside and picks up 7 yards on the play. Southeastern coast of Florida with a methodical drive of their own. Beck again going to take it up himself on a quarterback designed run. That is going to be good for the 1st down. Will they get into the end zone? No. 3rd and goal. A few plays later, on from 5-yard line. Beck trying to make somebody miss, but it does not work out for him whatsoever. And all that work in southeastern coast of Florida, the Piranhas only get a field goal out of it, which I guess is a win, but man, they certainly chewed up a lot of clock right there. It's now 2nd and 7. Hilton will drop back again. He's got a clean pocket. Gonna go ahead and scramble out of there, though. Just wasn't really a man available upfield, unfortunately. It's now 3rd and 10. Hilton dropping back. Gonna get up the 1st down here. Facing pressure. Tries to get out of there, but he's going to be sacked in the backfield this time around. And Florida Tech going to have to go ahead and settle for the field goal right there. But still makes it a 1-possession game nonetheless. As the southeastern coast of Florida, they still hold a 17-10 lead. But Florida Tech, they start with the football to begin the 2nd half of play, since they did give up that kick return for a touchdown. So Florida Tech, they do have an opportunity to go ahead and tie this ball game. We'll see if they can do it on this drive to begin the 2nd half, as Trotter already gets him across the 35-yard line because of it. A 1st down for the Techies. As they get the keys out, they are certainly on a little bit of a drive right here, as Hilton will drop back again. This time throwing it to Mans out the right-hand side, who's just lifted up into the air. And it leads to an incompletion because of it. As now 3rd and 10, go try to throw it to his brother one more time. A brother from another mother. It's incomplete, and so Florida Tech, they settle for a field goal, but they do cut into his deficit a little bit, though. As it's now 17-13 right now, as Beck will try to throw it here on 3rd and 7. Who's got a man downfield, or at least so he thought, but maybe underthrew him. Thought he had a man. No, jerseys are a little bit similar, so that might be what's going on here. As it's still a very tight game, but we'll see what happens on this punt, though, as Florida Tech's going to try to return it. There's a fumble, and southeastern coast of Florida recovers. So 1st and goal. They don't even have to score. They can just knee it. But then just to rub it in a little bit, they do get a touchdown on one of the last plays of the game. in the southeastern coast of Florida gets a double-digit win season, improving to 10-2 and beating Florida Tech 24-13. So now for the very last game of this episode, we'll actually keep it in the Atlantic Shore Conference as well, just because Herbert Hoover, who is coming in ranked 8-3, they were fighting for the southeastern coast of Florida, might have eliminated them from Atlantic Shore Conference contention, but still, can still have a very good season here, still have quite a bit left to fight for, as now Herbert Hoover, they are having their senior day as well, and they're going to be playing against the Indian Trail Chiefs, who have not done very well, one of the worst teams in the Atlantic Shore Conference. I believe they're only 4-7, if I remember correctly. But, early on, man, Indian Trail, they have a little bit of a drive, and they're actually deep in Herbert Hoover territory, so they might start off, taking the lead early in this game. We'll see what Johnson and company can do as 3rd and 11. They're actually going to try and scramble for the first down, but fumbles the football nonetheless, and that means that we are going to see Herbert Hoover with the football for the very first time today. J.C. Marcus going to throw it to Hamilton, and it's a well-thrown ball, but just simply cannot hang on to it. It's now J.C. Marcus going to try to do something with a 3rd and long, and he actually gets carried over the first down marker. You hate to see it if you're rooting for this Indian Trail Chiefs team. So now, 2nd and 9, throwing again over the middle to Bishop, and it's good for a first down on the play. Is now 1st and 10 again. Marcus dropping back the pass, going down the right-hand side. That's incomplete as well. 2 defenders were there, but that's probably because the receivers were running to a similar path. So not great for spacing, but at least it doesn't end in a turnover. So Herbert Hoover, the Old Glory, they can still have their drive going on here. As Marcus again looking to drop back the pass. 1st and 10. Throws it over the left-hand side to Bishop, who's going to get them across the 25-yard line for a nice little first down right there. It's now 2nd and 7. Let's see what we got going on here. J.C. Marcus dropping back, going to the right-hand side. That is going to be incomplete, however. Almost intercepted, though. It's now 3rd and 7. Marcus dropping back again, has a clean pocket. That's incomplete, sadly. But they do settle for a field goal. As the Old Glory, they do get on the board first to begin this game. Still only 3-0, so Indian Trail, despite having nothing to play for at this point, they are still putting up a fight, but that's not going to help the cause, though. They're rooting for the underdog, as a turnover gives Herbert Hoover basically another field goal, despite the fact that the defense did its job and forced a 3-and-out at the very least. So you hate to see it, but Herbert Hoover, they're driving again, 2nd and 7. Marcus looking to throw it deep. He has a man, finds Fajita down the right seam, and he gets into the end zone as a result of it. Touchdown, Old Glory. And so, 2nd and long coming up here. Johnson gonna drop back the pass, gonna throw it down the right sideline. Indian Trail trying to respond, and they throw an interception. And now, following that interception, Herbert Hoover looks to continue the show, that they deserve an opportunity. If they can't make it to the Atlantic Shore Conference Championship, they at least deserve to go to one of the more important bowl games here in the ACSA. It's now 2nd and 5. Marcus dropping back, gonna send this one deep, has a man wide open. Bishop able to walk into the end zone, and Herbert Hoover starts to open things up here. Now 20-0, as Indian Trail desperately trying to come up with some kind of response, but all they can do is they can't do no right, as they fumble the football themselves and give Herbert Hoover another opportunity to put points on the board. Mark is going to go on field, but he throws an interception himself. So getting bailed out right there is now 1st and 10. Once again, gonna be an offsides penalty right there. Is now 2nd and 3. Reader gonna take things upfield. Gonna be a first down. However, So now, second and long coming up here. Marcus dropping back to pass. He's looking around. Going to send this one deep downfield. He has a man. And he finds Vahina for the second time. Touchdown, Herbert Hoover. And it's now a 27-0 ball game here. As now Herbert Hoover, they could potentially run these guys off the field. It seems like they have certainly done that, but do it even more. Add a little icing on the cake potentially with this drive as Reader picks up another first down. And all they really need to do at this point and just go ahead and kneel the ball, if they want to do that, or they continue to run it. Reader actually fumbles it though and gives it off to Indian Trail, so maybe the Chiefs can use this as an opportunity to go ahead and finally get some points on the board. They have not scored all day today as they try to go for the end zone right from the get-go, but it is considered incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10. Throw it to the left-hand side again. That's incomplete again. So now facing 3rd and long. Is Indian Trail going to be able to put any points on the board? I'm not quite sure, but there's a guy wide open in Reynolds who gets into the end zone. Indian Trail finally gets themselves on the board here. And they'll actually also go for 2 as Johnson and company trying to find the end zone for the 2-point conversion. It's no good, but Indian Trail, they do finally get on the board, however. Although I don't know how things are going to go. And apparently Herbert Hoover, I gotta say, not really feeling the idea of allowing points in the last couple of minutes, because they're going to get some points of their own. Down the sideline, he's going to be gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Old Glory. And Herbert Hoover going to go on and win this game by a final score of 34-6 in what's going to be the last non-primetime game for this ACSA Week 13. So in terms of the regular season, we only have ourselves one game remaining, and it's this Super South Conference matchup between the Little Rock Yellow Jackets and the Central Georgia A&M Bulldogs, who jumped into the top 25 for the very first time since week 1. This will be Friday's ACSA primetime episode, the final game of the ACSA inaugural regular season. So it should be a good one. So if you are excited for this matchup between these two squads, as well as enjoyed today's ACSA content, do me a favor and please smash that like button, as well as hit subscribe if you do happen to be brand new to the channel, and like what you see as well. This is John J Gaming on the mic, hoping you guys are all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.